On January 3rd, 2017, adequate notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been furnished by inclusion thereof in the annual schedule of meetings for 2017, which has been posted on the bulletin board of Borough Hall, filed with the Borough Clerk, faxed to the Our Town, the Record, and the community news newspapers, and distributed to all persons, if any, requesting copies of the same pursuant to said act. In case of an emergency or fire alarm, you must evacuate the building by using any of the exit doors in the room. They're immediately to my right, and the double doors to the rear of the room. Occupants must exit the building by using the staircase and not the elevator. This meeting is being recorded by both video and audio and may be rebroadcast.
Okay, tonight we have with us Reverend Bill Von Heusen of the Summit Church for the invocation. Everyone please rise.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
We can pray. I would just like to open up, given the events of yesterday, I would like to open up reading a couple of verses from Psalm 91. The Word of God says, "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will abide in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say to the Lord, my refuge and my fortress, you are my God in whom I trust. For it is He who delivers you from the snare of the trapper, from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His pinions, and under His wings you may seek refuge. His faithfulness is a shield and a protection for you." Father God, in the name of Jesus, I thank you for tonight, Lord. I thank you for this day that you've made for us. We rejoice in your goodness. I thank you for your watchful eye over our lives every moment of every day. I thank you, Lord, for the next breath that is not a given except that it's given by you. Thank you for your grace and your mercy upon this meeting, upon this town, its people. Lord, we continue to ask for your blessing upon this town and its people. And forgive us, Lord, when we take that for granted and we just go about our daily lives without entering even a thought of your grace and mercy. Given those situations in England yesterday, Lord, I pray for your peace and your comfort to be with those families, those who were impacted, Lord, that fear would not grip us, but rather resolute trust in who you are would rise in our hearts and in our minds. I pray for this meeting tonight, oh God, in Jesus' name. I thank you for justice and truth to prevail, and I come against any kind of malice or hard feelings or anger that would disrupt the justice and truth that needs to come from this meeting. I pray this, I thank you, Lord, and I pray this in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. Amen.
Everyone remain standing to our flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
Mayor Progress.
Here.
Council members Padavano.
Here.
Servino.
Here.
DeHere.
Here.
Lindenau.
Here.
Maroney.
Here.
Messer.
Present.
Borough Attorney Ronald Dario.
Here.
Borough Administrator Roberta Stern.
Here.
Borough Clerk Jean Calabrese is here.
Okay. Just very briefly, we have Chief Trello with us. Chief, did we discuss closed session on that? I'm sorry. On the issue, or is that something you could just bring up?
It's up to you. I've requested to be here, so it's up to the council's wishes what they would like.
It's with regard to the placards.
I know.
Does that have to be closed, or is that something we can close?
The issue is notification on certain.
I would think it should be enclosed, Mayor.
Okay.
So if we could,
The chief has to leave for another chief's meeting, and this is going to be probably 15 minutes. So I would ask for people's indulgence in the audience for 15 minutes while we go into closed session briefly, just to hear from the fire chief, and I do apologize.
motion to go into
The
closed.
motion goes closed?
So moved.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Close service.
Be it resolved.
For what purpose?
It's a contract issue.
Okay. Be resolved by the Mayor and Council of Borough Maywood pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, Mayor and Council in closed session to discuss the following subject matters: contracts. Be it further resolved that precisely determined at this time the discussion conducted in said closed session and disclosed to the public upon taking final action thereon, provided disclosure not violate the attorney-client privilege or constitute undue invasion of privacy. Be it further resolved the Mayor and Council will return to open session after this meeting.
can do it right up there.
Yep.
So, is there a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Good.
Mayor, if I may interrupt, just to better clarify the purpose of that closed session meeting we just had, it dealt with tactics and techniques used in protecting the safety and the property of the public, where disclosures could impair such protection or investigation, as opposed to the contracts. I think that better fits what we did.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yep.
Okay, are there any items on or off the agenda, work session items? Okay, seeing none, we have proclamations. Yeah, I'll read that after. Ladies, you're up. I apologize for the wait. I know you guys are here for a while. I apologize.
Not a problem.
Thank you, though, Ken. Thank you.
Okay, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Again, thank you for allowing us the time to do our poppy presentation. The American Legion recognizes the importance of honoring the fallen and supporting the living who have worn our nation's uniform. That is why the Legion family has called upon Congress to designate the Friday before Memorial Day as National Poppy Day. The inaugural day this year is Friday, May 26, 2017. National Poppy Day honors all U.S. service members from the battlefields of France in World War I a century ago to today's World War on Terror. After World War I, the poppy flourished in Europe and quickly became a symbol of the sacrifices made by the Americans and Allied service members around the world. Soldiers returning home from World War I brought home the flowers and memories of the barren landscape transformed by the sunny growth of wild red poppies among the newly dug graves. National Poppy Day borders a tradition that dates back to the American Legion Auxiliary's first national convention in the early 1920s. And the red poppy was adopted as the American Legion family's memorial flower. Today it remains an iconic symbol of honor for the sacrifice of our veterans. ALA members distribute millions of poppies annually across the country in exchange for donations that go directly to assist disabled and hospitalized veterans in our communities. We raise more than $5 to $6 million annually to provide support for the veterans. By wearing poppies on National Poppy Day, we will not only honor every service member who died in the name of liberty, freedom, and democracy, but provide an opportunity to support veterans for generations to come. Please remember to fly your flag at half-staff until noon on Memorial Day, and then raise it to full staff. And when I come back through here on Friday, check to make sure you all have your button. Thank you for your time this evening, as always every year.
Thank you.
Thank you. I have a proclamation. This is with regard to Disabled Veterans Week. It reads, I was wondering if we could maybe take a picture. Would that be okay? You guys mind? Yeah, I'll pat it, okay? Let's get a picture. Absolutely.
Go on, everybody go
Come on,
on.
let's take a picture. You know what, you do a lot. Where's a good place? Come on.
Get the flag in the back. Do it in the corner and get the flag. You gotta scoot in. Scoot in, scoot in. Guys, get closer. On the left, Frank, Tom, Frank. Well, I don't care about those. I just thought that you don't have anything on your foot. It doesn't look bad.
It doesn't look that bad.
No. Still nice.
I'm going to read the proclamation on hand. reads, whereas the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood are proud of the men and women who have served in the armed forces of the United States, and whereas the Mayor and Council are particularly mindful of the sacrifices made by those of our armed forces who have suffered disabling injuries and have sacrificed their own lives in the protection of the citizens of the United States and to preserve freedom and liberty. And whereas, in order to benefit our disabled war veterans, American Legion Post 142 and the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 142 in the Borough of Maywood will sponsor an annual poppy sale. And whereas the Mayor and Council heartily support the efforts of the American Legion to benefit disabled war veterans and urges each and every resident of Maywood to assist in this program. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Adrian J. February, Mayor of the Borough of Maywood, do hereby proclaim the week of May 22nd through May 26th, 2017 as Disabled Veterans Week, in remembrance of the sacrifices which disabled veterans have made in defense of our country, and be it further resolved that the citizens of the Borough of Maywood are hereby urged to support the annual Poppy Drive sponsored by the American Legion Post 142 and the American Legion Auxiliary Unit 142 for the benefit of our disabled war veterans. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not shooting you out. I'm just...
Okay.
You can use all the company we have.
Door.
I have another proclamation. We actually have the person who's in charge of this proclamation. It reads, whereas the safety and security of the citizens of the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey, and surrounding areas are vitally important, and whereas a large percentage of our citizens regularly drive or ride in motor vehicles on our roadways, and whereas the use of seatbelts in passenger vehicles saved an estimated 13,941 lives in 2015, and whereas regular seatbelt use is the single most effective way to reduce fatalities in motor vehicle crashes, whereas the use of seatbelts is supported by the laws of the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey, whereas May 22nd through June 4th, 2017 has been selected as the National Click It or Ticket Mobilization Enforcement Period, whereas across the country law enforcement officers will actively be participating in the mobilization to ensure all motor vehicle occupants are buckled up day and night to reduce the risk of injury and death caused in traffic crashes. And whereas increased enforcement of seatbelt laws coupled with publicity has been proven to be an effective method to increase seatbelt use rates and decrease fatal crashes. Now therefore I, Adrian J. February, Mayor of the Borough of Maywood, do hereby proclaim and announce May 22nd through June 4th, 2017 as the Click It or Ticket Mobilization in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey, and urge all citizens to always wear seatbelts when driving or riding on our roadways. And Darrell, good luck enforcing this. Thank you.
And not only that, I just think that we should applaud Darrell as our traffic officer because he's done such a wonderful job helping us with these programs and all the other stuff he does.
Everybody, thank the whole department, please. And you're here.
Thank you, Mayor Council, I appreciate it.
Darrell stopped me today to make sure my seatbelts were on.
Were you clicking it, or were you
I
ticketing it?
clicked.
Oh, you were clicking. Yeah. Good luck getting that thing. All right. At this point, I would like to open the meeting to the public. Is there anyone from the public wishing to be heard? Okay, seeing no one, close to the public. And public hearing on pending ordinances.
Resolution 8017, reading of the 2017 municipal budget by title.
Is there a motion for the adoption?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Padavano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Didier?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Baroni?
Yes.
Nessa?
Yes.
Okay, public hearing on the 2017 municipal budget. Is there anyone from the public wishing to make any comments or questions relative to the 2017 budget? Seeing no one. Resolution.
Resolution 8117, the 2017 municipal budget.
Is there a motion for the adoption?
Move to adopt.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Catalano?
Yes.
Sedano?
Yes.
DeHier?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Nassar?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Maywood, County of Bergen, that the budget herein before set forth is hereby adopted.
All right, just briefly, just want to make this one's going to be a brief statement. Usually, every mayor that's sat up here for the past 6 years, including myself, has droned on at this point, but I'm going to not. Just want to state that one of the driving reasons for me getting involved in this in the first place was due to concerns that I had with budgeting and financial situation with the town. But sitting on that side of the dais, I never realized what a difficult task it was. But we rolled up our proverbial sleeves, and here we are. In fact, this is the 6th year in a row that we have introduced a budget with a sub 2% municipal tax increase. The 2017 municipal budget has a 1.95% increase, which equates to a $65 increase to the average home. We also have a $2.9 million surplus, which is the largest surplus in Maywood's history. Another point of note, I know that this will be music to Rick's ears. We have been able to reduce... Did I look over there again? Right. You gotta go back. You gotta go back over there. Help me out. So here's the music for your ears. So we've been able to reduce the amount of Maywood's debt nearly $1.3 million during that 6 years, that same 6 years. And as anybody will tell you, because of these budgets that we've been able to put together, our financial rating is high, and that makes our interest rates on borrowing low. So that's a good thing. So what I want to do is thank all the members of the council and the professionals who worked to put this year's budget together. Thank you very much. And I want to thank all the folks that, while they're not here right now, that at one point sat up here and added their time and talents to support our budgets. And at this point, we have two of the people here. We have Mr. Wilcox and we have Mr. Cuccia, so our CFO, our auditor. So thank you very much. And we have our borough administrator, and again, everybody up here, our clerk, our borough attorney. Thank everybody. It's a nice time. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Approval of minutes. Is there a motion for the approval of the April 4th, 2017 special meeting minutes, work session and closed session minutes, and the April 25th, 2017 council meeting minutes?
So moved.
Second.
Roll call.
Catalano?
Yes.
Sedano?
Yes.
DeHier?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Nassar?
Yes. Presentation of bills and claims and requests for public comment. The clerk has presented the bills and resolution. Is there anyone from the public wishing to be heard on that? Seeing no one, is there a motion for the approval?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Catalano?
Yes.
Sedano?
Yes.
DeHier?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Nassar?
Yes.
All right. Correspondence and report of borough clerk.
A couple things. Our primary election's coming up on Tuesday the 6th, and we don't meet again until the 13th, so it's a reminder, all those who want to come out to vote. We have a resolution to advertise for bid for the roadway program that, if we could put that on the agenda, the next agenda, the 15th, we'll be ready to go with that.
Sure.
And I think that's about it. That's all I have.
Everyone's okay with putting that on the agenda for the next meeting?
Yep.
All right.
We have a copy of the specifications that are going to be part of that.
We will receive that prior to, once we do the resolution, prior to the release of the bids, we'll get a full set.
Like, what time are the polls open on the day?
6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
6 to 8.
6 to 8.
6 a.m. to 8 p.m.
Report of the administrator.
Mayor, I have two items for a closed session and one other item that came up recently with a resident who was questioning whether or not the town would be fixing any curbs. And as you know, for the most part, that is not something that we have done in the past. When we do get grant money for roadways, particularly from the DOT, they never include curbs. It's just the roadway. So there are many curbs throughout town, Central Ave, Maywood, and many of the other streets, whether it's Parkway or Grant or any of them, there are sections where the curbs are deficient. It may just be something for us to look at next year. I did explain to this resident that the money that we had bonded for this year was mostly for roadways, because the majority of things that people complain about are the condition of the roads. But you may want to just take a look at that next year to see if we want to, start putting some money in to repair the most egregious cases of curbs that are totally deficient beyond the standards that the DOT would require today if, in fact, you did a curb work. We've been pretty busy already with the pool. I'm sure Councilman Maroney might mention that, but it seems like we're getting a lot of new members. I think that we've had a turnaround in town with a lot of new residents, and people are starting to hear about some of our facilities, so I'm happy to see that, and hopefully we will have a great pool season. But the pool is filled, and the property is being cleaned up, and we'll be ready to go by this coming weekend. And that's all I have, Mayor.
Sure. Is there any update or any news at all as to whether the county is going to pay Maywood Avenue? I know there's some...
Yes, the update was that we have them moving. They had been sitting on it, and about a month and a half ago, I was in touch with the engineer from the county. They were revitalizing their take-a-look-see, and this is supposed to be done this year.
Now, would that include curbing?
No. They do not do curbs. Strictly roadway. It's almost a standard. If you talk to anyone from in a lot of other towns, people do their own curbs, especially if there's a new house, which has happened here in Maywood. When somebody builds a new home, they take the curb upon themselves to redo, mainly because they want the appearance of the front of their house to look a certain way. So if they spend so much money rebuilding a home, they're going to do 75 feet of curb.
But there's always damage to the roadway, that's why I was curious.
There's always, it just, there are some cases where there are trees that we're taking down because they're encroaching on the roadway, and at some point, I think I mentioned that we do have, and we've appointed some of them this evening, we have a couple of people who specialize in concrete work, so it's possible that at some point in time, we'll be able to use our own men to do some of this curb work, especially when we take a tree down and the curb in front of the tree has been broken because it's encroaching into the street. But other than that, none of the projects, whether they're funded by the county or the DOT, will include curb work.
Because we did curbing on Parkway, did we not?
Not very much, no.
We did do some.
There was some, but that was...
I think the corners were because of the handicap.
Well, it was whenever we do the corners, yes. And a lot of that had to do with the corners.
Public service paid for Central had all the curbing, or a lot of the curbing. This was done poorly, but they had the curbing.
In some cases, yes. They did not do East Central, no.
West Central, there was a lot of...
Yes, because that's where, only because the pipes ran underneath the sidewalk. It was because of the condition. They couldn't help it because they had to break up the curb to the sidewalk. When the work is in the roadway, they do not do the curbs. When the work happened to be, in that case, on West Central, they had to rip up the sidewalk, and in doing that, they took the trees out, and they did do some of the curb work. But that was an unusual circumstance.
When it comes to curb work and filling holes, PSE&G is a great electric company.
But are we done with sidewalk repairs?
Yes.
For this year?
We had put $75,000 into this 2016 bond ordinance that included work taking down some of the larger trees that our own men can't do, where there were sidewalks that had to be replaced. And then, besides the tree work, some of that money was for the sidewalks. We now have in-house 2 people who are capable of doing the sidewalks. So we have, besides the grant money, we're using our own men. We never had that before, but we're lucky enough to hire 2 people who are competent in doing concrete work. They'll be doing some of the work at the pool. They're replacing some of the worst areas of the pool that are broken up, plus some of the sidewalks. So what we can't cover with the grant, with the bond ordinance money...
I'm sorry, if anybody's phone is right by the microphone, it's the phone picks up the vibration. It's not even a vibration, it's when your phone is pinging, it picks it up, the microphone picks it up. Sorry, Roberta.
So basically, right now we're two-pronged. We've never had in-house people who could do the concrete work, and now we do. So we're using the majority of the money from the bond for a contractor, which is also on our agenda tonight. And we're also side-by-side doing some of that work with our in-house people.
I think Mr. Maroney's question was, is it done, or it's in the process of getting done?
Which?
The sidewalk work.
Oh,
in the process of getting...
Well, no. Our men have started some of the ones that are not on the list. The other contractor, we're approving it tonight. And then he'll start.
That's the question.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's okay. No, anyone else have any questions for Ms. Stearns? Okay. Moving on. Board of Borough Attorney.
Mayor, I have a report to give in closed session, please.
Thank you, sir. Committee reports. Councilwoman Padavano.
Thank you. Just an update on our wellness walk, which unfortunately I have been unable to participate in. We are up to 8.2 million steps, and our goal was 4 million. So we're way over. And I need to give a little shout out to Tara Brunstra. She is really running the wellness walk. And over the weekend, she had 38,908 steps. And she beat Councilman Messar in the Weekend Warrior Challenge.
And that's next to impossible.
I know.
It's impossible. My wife goes up and down the stairs like 20 times to try. I'm getting him.
Okay, also I wanted to speak just briefly about the Hoops for Hope tournament that the Maywood Rec is sponsoring. The proceeds are going to benefit the Joseph Cesare Children's Hospital, the Hackensack University Medical Center Foundation. It's going to be on June 24th, and the rain date is June 25th. It's going to be held at Memorial Park. It's $25 per player, and it's going to be 3-on-3, but the teams can have 4 players. Boy, girl, or co-ed, and each team is guaranteed 2 games. There's divisions starting from 4th grade all the way up to adults to 25 years old, and you can contact Lisa Shealy for any information on that. And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you.
Mayor, if I might, along with the 3-on-3, part of this had to do with the Municipal Alliance, too, in a sense that everybody on the committee felt that it would be nice for the kids to give back a little bit. So it's not just a competition, it's a little bit about teaching the kids about participating and giving back to a charity where the children may not be as special and as lucky as they are. So it's not just a basketball competition as much as it was kind of a thing to teach children to participate and help others.
Thank you. Very nice. Thank you very much. All right. Did you get that shout out? Okay.
38,908 steps. I wrote it down. She was very proud.
Councilman Jervine.
Thank you, Mayor. Also from the Municipal Alliance, they'll be sponsoring a video game truck event on Friday, June 16th from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. It's for Maywood Avenue residents only between grades 6 and 8, and that's going to be at Maywood Avenue School. Anyone interested needs to contact Lisa Shealy, and RSVP is required by June 1st. I would just like to echo Mayor Fabray's comments about the budget from the Finance Committee. I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank you for all the hard work that you put into the budget and all the time you spent. And again, everyone else, the professionals, all the borough employees. It just seems like especially the past couple of years, the town is in good shape. The parks, the roads, the pool. It seems like we're doing a lot more with less, and I just hope we can keep up the good work, and I appreciate it.
Thank you.
I'm sure the town does too. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. King. Councilman DeHaan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. From the Village Department for the period from May 9th to today, $11,373 in building department fees was collected. This Thursday evening, there's a planning board meeting, so we invite everybody to come to the planning board meeting at 7:30 right here. And if I may, Mr. Mayor, this weekend, Monday is Memorial Day, and throughout town we have signs to the streets with stars on them. And I don't know if everybody knows what those stars on the streets and floors for those who have served and are gone. So I just want to thank those who have served and given their all, and especially to their families who are remaining. If we could just maybe have a moment of silence for those who have served and are no longer here.
We absolutely can.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Councilman Lindenau.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. DPW news, Roberta already said about the pool being ready. They have, all inspections have been taken care of at the pool, and it is going to be ready to go for the weekend. They are out planting trees. They have about 50 trees to plant, and half of them have already been planted, maybe more. They are out on pothole patrol.
This week.
Getting around town this week. They started on the north end of town. I'm not sure exactly what the plan is, if they're working north to south, or if they're hitting the bad spots first, but they are out there getting all those potholes from the winter. While they're out, they are assessing all the roads in town, possibly reshuffling the list for future paving projects. And that's all I have tonight.
Thank you, Councilman Lindenau. Councilman Maroney.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I was at this historical meeting last night. Just a couple of announcements. On June 19th at Maywood Avenue School at 9 a.m. They will be giving out two awards to two children, one for citizenship and one for history. On December 28th, which is quite a ways away, but I had it when I announced it, is the annual Holiday Light Tour, and the tentative date for the 2018 Hall of Fame presentation will be January 14th. Nice. As far as the pool is concerned, great job. Everything's going well so far, and I've gotten a lot of comments from people who are very happy with whoever is actually doing the registration, because there was a lot of unhappiness last year. There's a lot of people, in hindsight, I heard a lot of people that didn't sign up for the pool because they were so unhappy with the way they were treated. So I'm happy that things are going well with that, and we'll get new members for this year. And everybody have a safe Memorial Day weekend, and I'm sure I will see you this weekend. That's it, Mr. Mayor.
I have a quick question, Mr. Maroney. Did they happen to mention mayor in which they're going to decide who the candidates are this year for the Hall of Fame?
They're going to do both candidates that they would have received already that they haven't done yet.
Okay.
And any new candidates, I guess there's going to be a letter going out to the other towns.
Okay, so they'll do
write-ins.
Resident write-ins again?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Maroney. Council President Messar.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. A couple of items. We gave a shout out earlier to Sergeant Worrell for his knowledge and his help with all things traffic related, and for the Quicker to Ticket campaign that's coming up. So again, thank you for your expertise and your professionalism. I'd like to give a shout out to the Maywood detectives. For those of you who follow social media, this is for your reference, because you don't have Facebook or anything. There's a story that has been circulating about a little 6-month-old pit bull named Luna that was stolen from her residence about a week and a half ago. Social media picked up the story and ran with it. There was even a reward that was offered for the safe return of the dog. The Maywood detectives, especially because of the reward, Maywood detectives followed up on numerous leads looking for this dog. That took them to far-away exotic lands, including Allentown, Pennsylvania, Garfield, New Jersey, whatever the case is. Turns out that she's been found and she's been returned and she is safe. I want to thank the detectives for their hard work. There's still an ongoing investigation into this matter, but I'm I'm very glad to see that the Maywood detectives are out there looking out for the best interest of not only the two-legged residents of Maywood, but also for the four-legged residents of Maywood. So big shout out to them on their efforts here. I also have something for new business later, recommendation from the chief about possibly adding some additional parking spots for the residents on West Fairmount, which I'd be happy to discuss later in the new business. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
And Luna, I saw Luna this afternoon.
I haven't been there in a while, so I've
And
heard
she's a
that.
very sweet little dog, and the people who stole her clipped her ears. But she was very happy. She came to the police station this afternoon to say that she was safe. Very cute.
Actually, for the first time, I've been on Facebook a while. The first time I saw it last night, I read it. And it's been,
Sweet little dog.
It's that quick to turn out for me. It's only a nightmare to look for it like, nice to do. No, that's good news, though. All right. I spoke with the chief yesterday regarding some comments that I've been getting about a speeding condition that's been going on Grand Avenue by the school and by the park. And I also actually spoke to Mr. Worrell back there, because he happens to be the person who I ran into yesterday. And we have that sign, the digital sign that we bought with the DEA funds, and the chief is going to put that up there sometime next week to obviously, yes, please.
I went in today.
You went in today?
It's up today.
Oh, great.
I'll do a week's worth of time, so I'll take it down next week. And I'll do a week's worth of time southbound traffic, and I'll do a week's worth of time northbound traffic. And then I'll supply the chief with a report for
Yeah, would you have a problem just giving a brief very brief rundown about the sign? Like how it works, if you don't mind?
Well, absolutely. Basically, the sign registers.
We want to get you on camera.
Well, we want to hear your voice anyhow. You're too tall for the cameras.
Mr. Cilento, please watch the back while he's up here. Thank you.
Basically, the sign registers speeds, every speed. It registers cars, registers the time that they pass the sign. It basically, in speed determination, it's the 85th percentile. So what it does is it averages every single car that goes through there, and then it averages the speed out. So that what they consider the 85th percentile is the number of cars that it went through. They average the speed of every single car, and it gives you the 85th percentile, which is the current speed of the roadway. So it'll tell you whether people are going too fast, it'll tell you when people are going too slow. It'll give you times of day as to if cars are going faster or if they're going slower. And the way this sign is set up, we have it set up on a cloud that we can look at the sign and the facts that come out of it within minutes. We can see up on a report.
Now, really quick.
Yep.
Can the driver see, the signs that they're preventative, and say you're going like 55?
Correct. We could set the parameters on that sign.
Okay.
So like on a 25-mile-an-hour road,
Yeah.
we have it set up that from 1 to 25, it shows your speed.
Okay.
Once you hit 25 and above, it starts flashing,
Okay.
and then tells you to slow down. It'll flash your speed, and then it flashes slow down. You get over 30 miles an hour, then it says too fast. We can set all those parameters up for any street when we put it up.
Okay.
So right now, it's on a 25-mile-an-hour street. Obviously, on a 35-mile-an-hour street, we would raise those categories.
Anyone have any questions? No, thanks very much.
No problem.
Thanks. You're really Mrs. Swanson. Thank you.
I felt so safe.
I did. You looked like he was on Switch, right? You did. You happy? All right. This past Saturday was the Rotary 5K, and I'm surprised that you did not mention that.
I didn't get a medal.
You came close, though. You came very close.
Yeah, honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Anyway, I have a very brief, funny story about this. I have my headphones on, like Joey has right now, very loud, and I was in my own world, and every quarter mile, my run keeper tells me how fast I'm going. So I had a really good speed going. I was very impressed with my time, and again in my own world. And at some point, what was the block that I made that turned down? On Palm. It said it was supposed to be, Oak, right? Right. I made, no, it was supposed to be a left. Where do we make the left off? See, I gotta ask him now, I don't know. Where do we make the left
We
off?
run this course once a week.
On
On race day, the mayor wasn't sure where to go.
On West Pleasant, we're supposed to make the left on, as we're going back.
Okay.
Thank you, John. I should ask you.
And you turned on Palm.
I turned on Palm. And now I'm going down Palm, and the best thing is I turned past all my fellow fire police officers, and nobody says anything. Like, hey, how you doing? So I'm going down Palmer. I don't know. They couldn't stop me. Ran in front of me something. But like they did with Forrest Gump, they stopped it. Yeah, I was so fast. So I'm going, and I'm like, you know what? I'm not even tired. This is great. And I start seeing people coming at me, and I'm like, who are these idiots? And then I get a decent part down the block, and I realize I'm the idiot. I'm going the wrong way. So now I have to turn around, and I got to make up in my head. I got to make up all the time that I lost. So I'm really going fast now. And I'm like, oh my God, this is horrible. This is horrible. And just as I come back out onto West Pleasant, there's Assemblyman Tim Eustace, who was way behind me at some point, but now he's right there. And he goes, oh, look who made a wrong turn. And what he turns and starts running backwards now and looks to the people behind him and goes, this is so easy, I'm catching up to the mayor. So I said, in my head, I go, you know what, I'll die before I let him beat me right now. So I start going, and I'm going pretty fast again. I'm trying to go fast, so I'm on Oak, and I think I have a good pace going. I'm tired, but I have a good pace, and now, and I'm saying in my head, I'm like, well, you know what, if I don't do that well, the loser voice in your head comes, if I don't do that well, all right, well, I have a good excuse. You know, I've made the wrong turn, and in fact, Tim saw me make the wrong turn, so he'll know why I don't have a good time. And at some point, Tim pulls up against me, right next to me again. And I know he's talking smack, but I have my headphones on, so I'm not listening to him. And I just said in my head, it didn't have to be Tim, it could have been anybody. If somebody comes next to me, when I'm running with Tom, I have to be like 2 inches in front of him. I can't have anybody next to me. So I just said, I'm either gonna beat him or I'm gonna die trying. So I did. I just went as I did beat him, but that was the whole thing. It wasn't to beat Tim. It was a little to beat Tim to make fun of him, but it was mostly anybody who was next to me I had to get past. But that's my story. And
you still had a pretty good.
You're sticking to it.
I had a good time. I had a good time.
Assemblyman Eustace win a medal?
He did. He actually won a medal for his.
That was the first time you won a medal.
He was out running today when I...
Yeah, because well, let's be fair, this is the first time he's ever been 60. He's in a new group now. He went into a new bracket, so that's why. He's going to kill me now.
You're going to use that against him.
The Hawks were up.
Yeah, he's going to kill me now. No, but I don't even know what he was saying. I wouldn't give him the satisfaction of looking at him, because I was really, at that point, I was in mid-loser mode in my head, and I'm like really huffing and puffing. And that's the other thing, when I see somebody, when somebody gets, I have this other thing in my head that when I'm running, I always have to run with cars behind me, because if I'm running in the direction where cars are close to me, I will not give them the satisfaction of letting them see me breathe heavy, so I close my mouth. I will not let them see me breathe heavy. So now I'll turn blue while I'm running in there.
This is way too painful.
I always got to like make
painful.
I don't know. Running is not fun for me. So I got to make up a left.
But you participate.
I did participate, but yeah, that was the other thing. I didn't want Tim to see me like puffing and puffing, so that's another reason why I went fast. So when nobody's by me, I'm like. Anyway, that's my Tim race story. Mr. Salento.
Yes.
You were kind enough to set up with Mr. Jordan 2 potential meetings that we can have to discuss, to have the demonstration again for that mapping program that you spoke of last meeting.
Mm-hmm.
The dates are June...
Wednesday, June 9th, or Monday, June 12th.
Okay, at 7 p.m., and it will be at the school.
Yes.
And basically, it's just up to us to see who's got what time is better for which. Who has better timing on Monday or Wednesday or...
What were the dates?
Wednesday, June 9th?
June 9th is
The
a Friday.
30th. I'm sorry? The Friday.
All right, I'm going to, if that's okay, Jay, I'm going to look at the text that Mr. Salento, because he can't, apparently he doesn't know the dates. And they let you carry a gun, that's unbelievable.
Wednesday, June 7th, perhaps?
No, it's June 5th. No, that's Fireboard, sorry. Where are we? Monday, June 12th, or Wednesday, June 7th. Both of these dates are at 7 p.m. Mr. Jordan was kind enough to offer the school, I guess the library, the media center?
Probably, yeah.
Okay.
Either that or the small gym.
Okay. So, he has no preference, correct?
No, we left it up to you. Just pick one of those dates.
Okay. I'd like to have Mr. Slaughter go back and tell Mr. Jordan, so,
Probably the 7th.
okay.
Yeah, council meeting on the 13th.
Okay. Well, then, good thing that meeting's not on the 13th, because then we'd have to miss
We
that.
made, we,
So you don't want to be out 2 nights in a row on Friday?
Oh, you know what, that's good thinking. That's good thinking. At least he knows.
How long is it? I have a meeting at 8 o'clock on Monday, the 12th.
it's going to be at least an hour, if not, at least an hour.
Okay, not, just for the sake of argument, not everybody has to be there. Is that something that has to be noticed?
Well, if you have a quorum.
Yes, that's what I'm asking. Is that something that has to be noticed?
Well, I don't think you're not going to be making any decisions there. You're going to another program. It would be like when we went to the Chinese auction over together. I tricked you, Trey. I'm sorry. I didn't know that.
I got in trouble.
Hi, Dad.
I got in trouble.
Tricked you, Trey.
Needs to set
On the Chinese
training.
No, that's what Jackson made.
Yeah.
Years ago.
It's a
No,
violation.
I didn't make that up.
Oh, okay.
No, that's
They're just going to a class.
it's a demonstration. You're not gonna do that.
I've never heard that, but okay. All right, so.
Oh, stop.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
You heard that?
Oh, I got corrected at the board meeting. I made the-
Okay, you guys went to school together, didn't you? That's the problem. And now I see what they were teaching in this.
No, they actually, that's what, they just, yeah, I don't know.
All right, we're having far too much fun.
Let it go.
Let's make
So,
a decision.
it's a mapping program, it's a demonstration. You're not going to make any decisions or discuss business there.
I agree with your legal opinion.
Right.
Bob, you concur.
Right.
There we go. All right, so, let's,
I can always go, I can leave early.
okay, anybody who can't make it, that's fine. So you were saying, again, what date?
7 or 12?
7, 12, 12.
Everybody, raise their hands who could make it on the 12th.
Who can make it on 12? Raise your hand. Thank you, Bert. I can make it. All right, we can make it on 7. Raise your hand. I can make it on 7. So is it even? So who can't make it at all? Okay. Bert, did anybody see how I...
4, it's 4 to 2.
4 to 2.
4 to 3, actually, with you, because you could do both. So 4 on the 12th wins.
Okay, 4 on the 12th wins. You said 7 now?
I could probably go on the 12th for a little bit, but
Me too.
I have an 8 o'clock appointment.
Me too.
4.5. Oh, almost 5.
Same.
Okay.
It's the 12th.
You'll take that up, Frank?
Yeah.
Just do me a favor, just text me back, just so I know that it's confirmed.
Yes, well, Mr. Jordan will send out a email invite
For the 12th.
for the 12th.
For the 12th, that'd be good.
Okay.
Mr. Jordan will send you an email invite
And it'll be 7
over
o'clock.
the email because we also we're offering it to OEM and to the PD as well.
Yeah, I know, I spoke with the chief last night, and I don't think the commissioner can make that date, but he's going to give, he'll have a meeting with the commissioner, and they'll discuss it as well. So, we'll be fine. Thank you, Mr. Solento.
Thank you.
With that, I would just wish everybody a safe Memorial Day, and I would add to Reverend Von Heusen's sentiments, my sentiments, my prayers, my thoughts are with the families of those individuals that were murdered yesterday in Manchester. So, let's go on with the meeting. We have resignations. This is another volunteer that has just went above and beyond for this town. Allison McIndoe, as member of the Maywood Fire Police, effective May 23rd, 2017. Is there a motion to accept the resignation?
So moved.
Is there a second? Roll call.
Calvano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
Sevier?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroni?
Yes.
Nizar?
Yes.
I want to say briefly, Al McIndoe was, he was the first captain when I got on the fire police, an unbelievably dedicated individual. And I'm sorry to see him leave to serve for the town, but we thank him. Appointments. Swim pool concession staff, as listed. Names as listed. Number 2, we have Jorge Gomez. I'm going to do my best with these, and I apologize to the individuals if I pronounce it wrong. Jorge Gomez, Drew de Groot, Zoran Kocheski, Jeffrey Carabin, Nelson Negron, Joseph Del Rio Carrasco as seasonal DPW employees on an as-needed basis in accordance with the current salary ordinance. Number 3, Drew de Groot as a probationary member of the Maywood Fire Department assigned to Undyne Host Company Number 1, effective May 23rd, 2017. I'm going to read the swim pool staff, concession staff. I apologize. I'm going to read that. We have Kyle Rapinski, manager at $16 per hour. Megan Harrington, assistant manager at $8.75 per hour. Full-time counter staff. Dorothy Duncan, Brennan Duarte, and Caitlin Rapinski at $8.50 per hour. Daniel Harrington, Kerry Newman, and Caitlin Boylan at $8.25 per hour. Part-time counter staff, John Fabre at $8.25 per hour. Jessica
Mensenge
and Kristen Borgone at $8.50 per hour. All appointments are subject to the completion of all requirements set forth by the Borough. Is there a motion for the appointment?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Catalano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
DeGear?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Nessar?
Yes.
Council approval of the following from Oak Ale House. Request for an outdoor dining permit. And from the Bergen County Charity Classic, request to hold a baseball tournament May 27, 2017 and May 28, 2017 from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Approval contingent on submitting and receiving an open flame permit from Fire Prevention and temporary event food permit from the Board of Health. Is there a motion for the approval? Motion to approve. Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Catalano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
DeGear?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Nessar?
Yes.
Resolutions by title.
Resolution 8217, resolution approving the settlement of a tax appeal filed by the Community Bank of Bergen County LLC in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 8317, resolution approving settlement of a tax appeal filed by Papa Realty, care of Heikeman Association in the Borough of Maywood, Bergen County, New Jersey. Resolution 8417, resolution awarding a contract to D&L Contractors Incorporated for the 2017 sidewalk program in the Borough of Maywood, County of Bergen, New Jersey. Resolution 8517, resolution authorizing cancellation of outstanding checks. Resolution 8617, resolution authorizing rental use agreement between the Borough of Maywood and Sky Swim Club. Resolution 8717, a resolution accepting the proposal for third-party administrative TPA services and appointing insurance design administrators, IDA, to adjudicate medical plan variances.
Is there a motion for the adoption?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Catalano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
DeGear?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Nessar?
Yes.
Introduction of ordinance.
Ordinance 717, an ordinance amending Section 169.1 of Chapter 169 and Section 179.10 of Chapter 179 and Chapter 330.20 of Chapter 330 of the Code of the Borough of Maywood relating to fees. Ordinance 817, an ordinance to strike Chapter 209.32B6 regarding the rental of rooms in a single-family dwelling of the Borough of Maywood, Code of the Borough of Maywood, State of New Jersey.
Is there a motion for the introduction?
Motion introduced.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call.
Catalano?
Yes.
Trevino?
Yes.
DeGear?
Yes.
Lindenau?
Yes.
Maroney?
Yes.
Nessar?
Yes.
Be it resolved by the Mayor and Council of the Borough of Maywood that ordinances 717 and 817 pass on first reading, and that said ordinances will be further considered for final passage at a meeting of the Borough to be held on June 13, 2017 at 7:30 p.m. at the Borough Hall, 15 Park Avenue, Maywood, New Jersey, at which time and place all persons interested therein will be given an opportunity to be heard concerning the same, and the Borough Clerk is hereby authorized and directed to advertise the same according to law.
Okay. Any new business?
Yes, Mr. Mayor. The chief has recommended that we take a look at the West Fairmount Avenue parking lot because we could very easily add several spaces for residents to rent to accommodate the growing need for overnight parking in the Borough of Maywood. Basically, right now, the eastern perimeter of the parking lot is currently rented as 24-hour spots, if I'm not mistaken. What the chief is recommending that we take a look at is possibly making the western side of the parking lot available for rental, not on a 24-hour basis, but on a overnight basis, which would be something from 10 p.m. to, let's just say, 7 a.m. or 7 a.m., whatever the case is, because that also is used by the teachers over at Memorial School. But this would add somewhere between 12 and 16 spaces, which I don't know if we have any capacity right now at any of our other lots, like TD Bank or the pool parking lot.
We have a number of spots that are open. Most of the ones at the pool are open. There are a couple, actually 3 or 4 open behind the Twin Door Tavern.
Do we have any openings in that lot on East Fairmount?
Not that I can think of right now, but I think one of the issues that also that the chief brought up in the memo that obviously that I received as well is whether or not at some point, once the term of these is over, that we do away with the 24-hour parking because it has become an issue. I don't know if you remember when we paved that lot. 2 of the cars, the people were away, the kids didn't answer the door at the house, it held up the whole project. So I think that...
Term, what do you mean when the term's up?
I'm sorry?
What do you mean
Well, I mean,
by when the term is up?
right, maybe not this year, because they're in the middle of the year, they're paying their rent. Maybe we decide at the end of 2017 that we no longer allow 24-hour parking, because we don't anyplace else.
I thought he wanted them grandfathered, and when they gave up their space...
Well, that might be what he wants. What I'm saying is, I think what we should do is do away with that so that we don't have the same issue. We just had the issue again the other day with the car that was there. We had the issue with snow plowing. There was a car with a flat tire that just sat there for 6 weeks or something. So it's just something to consider. I did speak to the borough engineer about it. He did a couple of photo shoots. I did not ask him to spend any money at this time until we talked about it, whether or not we'd be giving up a lot of green area, and we don't have too much green over there. So that would be another decision that I think we have to make, whether or not we want to take away from that green area. I didn't bring it tonight. I wasn't sure we were bringing it up. In other words, where he is suggesting is on the other side of the parking.
No, Roberta, he's suggesting just the left side that's abutting the trees.
These are spaces that are already there.
Yeah, we're not creating any spaces. Spots.
Well, that was my understanding, that he was asking for 12 to 15 new parking spaces.
New parking spaces to rent.
Available.
Not
make them available.
Just to make the ones that are there available.
Well, I didn't read it that way. In any event, my feeling was we have to decide whether or not to give up any green area.
That's the funny thing about in writing, because the intent does not always come through.
Apparently it didn't.
It's up to that's why I almost never text if I know it's a serious thing, or email, because you don't get intent with the
Well, I misunderstood, and
I spoke to him yesterday. I know Mr. Messar has. He's talking about just making where we have right now, the east side is parking, and then you have in the middle, you have the center island,
right.
And then on the west side you have parking. He's talking about making the west side available for overnight parking.
Yes.
And they would get it.
Oh, not new.
So we wouldn't designate the spot.
I totally
I
misread it.
understand what you're saying.
Okay.
Because we'd have to pay that. That would cost us money. No, we're not doing anything like that. But
well, I just thought he figured we'd recoup the money with the rental every month. So
it would take a long time to recoup that money.
Then I'm glad I didn't ask Mr. Pliniak to do any work on it.
Okay, good.
That's good.
Joe, we can talk about that. All right, so that's something that we can discuss a little further, but I think preliminarily, I think that's a good...
Yeah, that would be an ordinance change, I believe?
Yeah, we have to add to the ordinance.
Yeah, it has to be added to...
Added to the ordinance.
Yep.
Has to be clarified as to when they could park on that side.
Well, let's find out the times,
that the chief is thinking about, and I think the time...
Chief has stated that he'd
Like
like
10
to
to
see it
8,
be
that's
consistent
good.
with the rest of the borough, but I have an issue with that.
Right, because some of the teachers get there
Because
at
the teachers
7:30.
park in that lot,
Okay.
there's very limited parking in the
You know
morning.
what?
So Monday through Friday would have to be to 7.
You know, we ought to speak with Mr. Bauer, and perhaps Claire or Mr. Swento, I don't want to give you... Let's find out who the earliest group of teachers are to get there. So if somebody gets there at 6:30, they need to have...
All we need to make sure is that there's enough spots for those teachers, because
When
there
they
is
get
the
there.
middle aisle that you
Yeah.
can use.
Yeah.
So as long as the lot is not completely full by 8 o'clock in the morning, then it's feasible to
Yeah.
keep that consistent.
So if only 3 people get there that are,
That's the
that's not a
movement.
problem, but if you have like 15 people...
Yeah.
Right.
How could I rent how you do?
Oh, that's right, you do.
Why, do you live there?
Yeah.
You park there?
I know. No, I
Are
don't.
you gonna use the lot?
Put her up to 7, you got a couple of cars, right? Put her up to 7, when's the earliest?
No, it's not even that early. I would say...
Our teachers are diligent, so it's not... All right. You like that one, Ryan? Is there any other new business? Is there any old business? I do have old business, and that's, you and I and the superintendent, let's meet at the corner of Maywood, by the Shell station, so we can determine the positioning of the digital side. Because it's in, and I want to get it on there. So.
This week, the end of the week, we can start planning, and then next week, they...
Yeah, I'm actually off tomorrow, so we can head there tomorrow.
Okay.
And, if we can, all 3 of us coordinate
Sure.
at the same time, okay?
Yep.
All right, any other old business? Any miscellaneous business this time? Miscellaneous, going? Anything miscellaneous? No? All right. We do have closed session?
Yes.
We do.
And this is for the purpose of...
Well, one is a new contract, and the other is an issue that the chief brought to our attention at a previous meeting, but I just have an update.
Well, that would also be a contract with the...
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, motion to go into close.
Yes.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor?
Be resolved by the mayor and council of the Borough of Maywood, pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meeting Act, the mayor and council meet in closed session to discuss the following subject matters: contracts. Be it further resolved as precisely as can be determined at this time, discussion conducted in said closed session can be disclosed to the public upon taking final action thereon, provided disclosure will not violate attorney-client privilege or constitute an unlawful invasion of privacy. Be it further resolved that the mayor and council of the Borough of Maywood do not intend to return to open session after this meeting, but reserve the right to do so.
Hey, John, how you doing?
Hey,
I missed you on Saturday.
I know, I was in Brooklyn doing the